What's going on, man? What's good with the people, man? It's your partner, man. Who? It's your partner, man. You know what I'm talking about? How y'all doing on the talk? You know what I'm talking about? The talk Thursday, man. You say the talk Thursday. What you talking about, bro? We gonna get into it, but before we do that, what's good? People like hee ha ha. You know what I'm talking about? Ken in the pen. All my folks incarcerated, all my folks who ain't, everybody on the bottom of that thing, everybody on the top of that thing, man. Keep that head up. You know what I'm talking about? Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it, man. You know what I'm talking about? Hold on, cause I'm running time, man. So y'all know I don't promote nothing, man. Shout out to all my folks. You know what I'm talking about? Around the world. Shout out to everybody incarcerated, everybody who ain't incarcerated. Y'all go get that stick up in stores, also in stores. Funkadie, try and make sure you go get you some. But if all else fails, you can go grab some of them things off of Amazon. But I'm just y'all know how I do my own promote no drug users, I don't promote no alcohol consumption, no drug sellers, I don't promote no crime, domestic violence, nothing. You know what I'm talking about? I don't promote nothing. You know what I'm talking about? All I promote is y'all go ahead and do what you're gonna do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you find the right thing to do with your time. But y'all know, y'all get it, man. Shout out to everybody, man. You know what I'm talking about around the world. They say the talk, baby, cuz what are you talking about? The talk Thursday. Now, y'all. Oh man, I almost forgot. Mama say always. First them wishes, you know, too bad boy. You know what I'm talking about? Coffee Chronicles. The talk. You say, what's the talk, baby? Cuz the talk is the shit. Too much of the shit that's going on now. The talk. You say the talk. What is the? There's too much of the stuff going on now, man. You know what I'm talking about? On some real stuff, man. It's like I don't know why I keep hearing that. I say the days we living in. Nah, man, just to talk. Just to talk, man. If you ask me, I'm gonna say it's too much of that shit going on. They gonna say, bro, who asked you? Shut up. They gonna say, bro, shut up. You know what I'm talking about? Nephew, sis, old man, old lady. Nephew, sis, old man, old lady. You know what I'm talking about, bro, old lady. But on some real shit to talk. And that's what the fuck is wrong. You say what's wrong? The talk. But that might not be what's wrong with y'all. I'm just talking about this shit from my eyes, right? So I guess I can say that's what's wrong. That's the problem I see. You know what I'm talking about? But it's this, that right there, man, the talk. Everything is the talk, nigga. You get what I'm saying? Everything is just the talk. And now we ran by it ain't no actions, bro. We just ran by what's being said. The motherfucker ever did, you ever seen a motherfucker do some shit like that? Talking about what I told you? It ain't about what you told me, nigga. It's about what you showed me. You feel what I'm saying? Because a motherfucker talking could just get you confused with words, bro. If you listening to a motherfucker talk, bro, they can slap the shit out you then tell you that they didn't mean it. I didn't mean it, you know what I'm talking about? That's what talking, that's the shit talking brings, you know what I'm talking about? That's the shit that, talking, you know what I'm talking about? That's the spawn of talking, you know what I'm talking about? But it's not just the talk. I'm gonna go back some years, I'm gonna use myself, go back some years. Now, I remember, it was a time, right, when everybody wanted to talk to me about my conduct, what I was doing, and this and that, right? And what I realized was, I wasn't even doing shit. I was just living my motherfucking life. You get what I'm saying? I was just living my life just like everybody was living theirs. But what I noticed is 4, 5, 6 motherfuckers had a problem with some shit that I was doing that had no concern or had nothing to do with them. You get what I'm saying? But they wanted to talk to me about what the fuck I was doing. And I see that a lot. You know what I'm talking about? A lot. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out all the bitches that look like a frog but ain't nothing but a lot lizard. You know what I'm talking about? Ribbit. I see it, fuck it. You know what I'm talking about, bitch? Frog face ass bitch. But on some real shit, the talk. They say, bro, why you even say this, man? I say this because since I've been little, since I've been going to school. I told y'all that example I used on the teacher. You always want to talk about me disrupting the class, but we can't have the talk about you not knowing what the fuck you talking about. That's the talk we can never have. You get what I'm saying? So I guess that's the moral of this story. The way I'm trying to put it, because y'all know Reb be using words, all the contents, and all kind of shit, right? But that's the thing, I guess that's the moral to this story. On the talk, it seems like we only could talk about one thing. We can't talk about everything. You get what I'm saying? And the one thing we can never talk about is us. You know what I'm talking about? See, I don't have no problem. If I really got a problem, I don't have no problem. You know what I'm talking about? I can address it. I just told you the thing I have a problem with is when I pull you to the side like, bruh, and then you come with a million, you want to refute it. You know what I'm talking about? Just be for whatever reason. That's you know what I'm talking about, the talk. And as I noticed, even since I've been a little kid, you know what I'm talking about, what I noticed was we can only have the talk about me disrupting the class. But I really wasn't even disrupting the class. That's just how you switch the shit up, you know what I'm talking about? That's just how you switch the shit up, you know what I'm talking about, to make me the disruptive one. You get what I'm saying? And as people, we do that shit a lot. We switch shit up so it's never us. You get what I'm saying? Man, I noticed that, man. I'm talking about my whole life, bruh. Now, we can sit here and talk about everything I need to do. You know what I'm talking about? But we can't talk about nothing. And you know what used to be hella funny to me about that shit? A motherfucker would just find something that you need to do when it's time for that talk. You get what I'm saying? Ever since I've been living, you can tell a motherfucker, man, you need to stop smoking that coke. And the motherfucker, they gonna turn around, they gonna find something for you that you need to do. You gonna talk about just like the teacher. Hey, bullshit, man. The talk. You know what I'm talking about? Because it seems like in this world today, that's all the fuck we do anyway. You know what I'm talking about? We trying to start some kind of conversation about something. We need to have some conversation. And once again, I'm gonna tell you niggas that's what's wrong, bro. It's just too much motherfucking talking. We don't need to start no conversation. You know what I'm talking about? A motherfucker want to start a conversation with you that's brainwashed. Man, I don't want to talk to y'all folks, because you gonna come with all your brainwashed theories. You just is. Y'all gonna get to talking about what we need to do. I just heard a motherfucker say that shit man, I just heard a motherfucker say that shit this morning on TV, man. Talking about some shit like that, and man, I don't want to hear that shit. Listen, bruh. You gonna have to find your own way, regardless of what somebody else doing, what they not. You gonna have to find your own way. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, you gonna have to find your own way, folks. So you can listen to that shit. That shit, Mom, they always the rest of what you want to. So that shit might sound good, and it might be all that, man. But you gonna have to find your own way, folks. You get what I'm saying? So on this Talk Thursday, the Talk Thursday, man. Listen, man. We got too many excuses, folks, just for life, period. You know what I mean? We always got a reason. I just on TV, a motherfucker was trying to talk about what's wrong with the community. What's wrong with the community is the talk. That's what's wrong with the community, nigga. But I guess that's just my opinion. You ain't gotta agree with me. Nigga, the talk. That's what's wrong with the community, bruh. Cause motherfuckers always wanna, the only way we gonna change anything, nigga, is change yourself. That's the only way anything is gonna change, bruh. Cause you can't change somebody else. So all you could ever do, bruh, is change yourself. You gotta be the shit that you want. That's just it, bruh. You gotta be the shit that you want. And until you do that, man, you know what I'm talking about? Ain't shit gonna change. We just gonna be sitting around this motherfucker talking. Okay, I'll never really know them kind of sorry, right? You know what I'm talking about? We just gonna be around this motherfucker talking, folks. That's all that's gonna happen. Somebody gonna come up with some ideas and we gonna sit around this motherfucker and everybody gonna spew out a bunch of good ass remedies and no, we need to bring the families back together. We need to, man, how can anything come back together, man? When all y'all do is the talk. You know what I'm talking about? The same motherfuckers talking about bring the, we need to bring, man, y'all the same motherfuckers out here that done labeled the nigga a Pookie and a Ray Ray. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all the same motherfuckers that done labeled a motherfucker a modern woman or man, this shit just all over the place. The talk. You know what I'm talking about? That's what's wrong with the community is the talk, nigga. Cause every time it's time for you to be, you know what I'm talking about, accountable for your motherfucking actions, here comes the talk. Ain't nothing wrong with this motherfucker. Only thing wrong with our community, nigga, they done taught you to hate your motherfucking self. So since you hate yourself, nigga, you hate everybody else too, especially your motherfucking brothers. That's why you could identify with others so motherfucking good. You know what I'm talking about? Because y'all still childish and petty. And it's almost, say it was like two black people in the room and it was 5 white people, right? This is the way we've been trained ourselves. The other black person in the room would try to make the other black person feel some kind of way about going to talk to all the white people. You do that to your motherfucking self, bro, because that's just how petty, childish, and brainwashed your ass is, folks. You act like a slave. And a bunch of us act like a slave mentally. We just do. And we got every motherfucking excuse. We just got every excuse. Anything we don't want to do, we know how to get away with it. You know what I'm talking about? There's anything we don't want to do, you know what I'm talking about? We just gonna make an excuse for it. The talk. Coffee Chronicles. And on this Talk Thursday, once again, man, all I got to say is do what you're gonna do with your time, man. Stop listening to these jokers because they don't know, folks. I'm telling y'all taking advice from nerds. Y'all taking advice from niggas who ain't never lived no real life. I wouldn't give a fuck how much money they got, bruh. Niggas didn't touch no money till they start to this nerd shit 101 popped off. You get what I'm saying, bruh? That's why you see niggas doing nerd shit. That's why you see niggas acting like they ain't never had nothing before, because they really ain't. You know what I'm talking about? That ain't no act. But the talk, bruh. You got a bunch of motherfuckers trying to tell you what to do and they don't know they self, folks. You get what I'm saying? You got motherfuckers that ain't never lived no real life, ain't never did nothing, bruh, and all of a sudden got rich. You know what I'm talking about? Now they giving out advice because they could sit up here and show all these trinkets and show how good they living. I mean, they might actually know something about some stock markets and some shit like that. You know what I'm talking about? They might actually have some good knowledge. You know what I'm talking about getting a few pecans. They might have, but about life, they don't, bruh. They don't, because they ain't never lived it, folks. Y'all stop believing just because a nigga got a few pecans, a few dollars or something, bruh, that makes him some kind of expert or something, because it doesn't, bruh. You know what I'm talking about? The days you live, bruh. You know what I'm talking about, on this motherfucking earth. The lessons you learned. If you learned anything from that shit you be going through, you know what I'm talking about? That's going to give you the ability to speak on shit, because you can speak on shit when you went through it. But a lot of these motherfuckers just guessing, bruh. They saying the popular shit. But we always trying to start a conversation. How we gonna bring anybody back together, bruh? You know what I'm talking about? We need marriages and homes. How we gonna bring any of that shit back, nigga? When all motherfuckers do is sit around this motherfucking tease each other all day, bruh. How we gonna bring any of that shit back? It's not, bruh. That's what I'm saying. All you could do is change your motherfucking self, bruh. All you could do is not do the shit that you don't like. You know what I'm talking about? All you could do is treat people the way you want to be treated. But we don't do that shit. We don't. You know what I'm talking about? Like I say, this is the reversible, bruh. We want sympathy, but we want to tease people. We want you to feel sorry for us, but we don't give a fuck about you. You know what I'm talking about? And we don't give a fuck about you, and we still want you to feel sorry for us. You get what I'm saying? We still want something from you that we not gonna give you. You get what I'm saying? But you got to give it to us. That's the nigga. That's the good idea. Nigga, that's just the way we are nowadays, bro. On some real shit. I heard a motherfucker say like we could just fix the world, nigga, if we bought the black families back. I mean, that might help or whatever, bro. But like, I just want to ask a nigga, bro. Even when you was little and there was black families around, bro, that shit still didn't make no change, bro. It was more structure in the household, nigga. Our people was still lost. Some motherfuckers just act like if black people start getting married and having kids and bringing them, man, that shit ain't gonna. I mean, I don't know, bro. Motherfucker, that shit been going on, bro, and our people still ain't had shit, folks. The motherfuckers was married and shit. We might have had a little bit more, but we still didn't have shit, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't like everybody just stop and we come back together and get married and start having kids. Nah, nigga, that ain't the problem, bruh. That ain't the problem. One of the problems is you hate yourself. That's one of the problems. These people that taught you to hate yourself. That's why you keep trying to alter your appearance and shit. That's why you ain't never happy. That's one reason you hate yourself. Because they keep putting shit in front of your face to make you hate yourself. That's why y'all following all the celebrities staying up with their life. You know what I'm talking about? You sitting here comparing yourself to another motherfucker who done sold they soul. You know what I'm talking about? You don't know how to gauge yourself. You don't know how to gauge your own happiness. You don't know how to gauge your own peace. You know what I'm talking about? You steadily looking at shit. You get what I'm saying? You steadily trying to get a piece of somebody else's piece. You get what I'm saying? Coffee Chronicles. Every time I try to get a piece of mind, the motherfucker trying to get a piece of mine. You know what I'm talking about? You know, I said right there, nephew says old man, old lady. Nephew says old man, old lady. Hey, what'd you say, bro? Old lady. On some real shit, man. You feel me? So on the talk Thursday, man. I ain't gonna say it's a problem. I ain't gonna say it's nothing, man. Because every time Bro come up here and say anything, I got to listen to all the talk. I don't know what I'm talking about. I need to shut up. I was like, man, fuck y'all. You know what I'm talking about? But the talk, folks. The talk. We be around this motherfucker, man, and we all over the place, folks. That's all I can say. We just all over the place, folks. You get what I'm saying? But we always want to talk. We don't never want to have no actions we cried. We just want to sit around and start all these conversations and give our best opinions and all that shit, and ain't nobody willing to change the shit that they doing. You get what I'm saying? The only thing you ever could do, nigga, in this world, nigga, is, I mean, not the only thing, but one of the best things that's gonna be for you, nigga, is to love yourself. You know what I'm talking about? Because when you love yourself, nigga, it's just whatever. You know what I'm talking about? It's whatever. You gonna see the whole world different, folks. You know what I'm talking about? You gonna actually do what's best for you. You know what I'm talking about? All that other shit ain't gonna even get to you like that, folks. When you love yourself, you in tune with yourself, folks. On some real shit. And it's just shit that it's just like once you love yourself, bruh, you gonna really I ain't gonna say be accountable for yourself, but when you love yourself, bruh, it's really you gonna be accountable for yourself. Cause when you love yourself, bruh, you ain't gonna be one of them motherfuckers that like you ain't gonna do scandalous shit. Your name ain't gonna be bad if you get what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't gonna be seen as scandalous. You know what I'm talking about? You gonna do good business and all. When you love yourself, bruh, you gonna basically you gonna take care of your name, folks. You know what I'm talking about? You gonna take care of that shit that you about. When you love yourself, you ain't gonna just let yourself fly with the wind and be into everything. And you know what I'm talking about? You gonna have a little bit more. You know what I'm talking about yourself, man. You gonna care a little bit more about yourself, bruh, and the things you do. When you don't love yourself, you just gonna be all over the place, bruh. And you gonna be you gonna be running around doing a whole bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? You gonna have an excuse. You'll do some bullshit. You'll steal from somebody and they say, why you steal from them? You know what I'm talking about? And you gonna give an excuse or why you stole from a motherfucker. You get what I'm saying? You do shit like that when you don't love yourself. You just always got an excuse for doing some fuck shit. because the devil made me do it. You know what I'm talking about? How far we going back, bro? Way back. You know what I'm talking about? And all that shit right there, man. But on the Talk Thursday, man, while we be running around here and acting like these old motherfucking conversations and these uncomfortable conversations and shit gonna change the world, that ain't what's gonna change the world. What's gonna change the world is you, nigga, changing your motherfucking self, nigga. You got to change yourself. See, and this is what we got wrong on earth, bro. We think we could just want shit, like I've been saying this whole week. You won't change, but you don't want to change. You know what I'm talking about? You want to stay the same. You just want everything to change around you to accommodate you. You feel what I'm saying? For real. And when you really don't want to change, that's what happens. You know what I'm talking about? Remember I told y'all I seen that shit my whole life? A motherfucker with a few dollars, either a nigga or a bitch, or a motherfucker that was like had body or something. There was you get what I'm saying? All that shit right there that be catching motherfucker attention. I've been around a lot of them people right there, man, that try to talk you in basically accepting their bullshit. Because that's what people try to do. They try to groom you to accept their bullshit. And the talk. That's why when you run into them type of motherfuckers, guaranteed you'll be able to talk about you for 3 hours. A motherfucker can talk about what you need to change, what you need to do, but try to change that conversation around. You know what I'm talking about? Well, okay, I could do that. Well, you need to do this. And we ain't gonna never get to what you need to do. We not. Because people don't see the world like that. People just see the world, what you need to do to accommodate them. For real. And that's how we be bumping heads a lot. Because nobody ever wants to change themselves. They just want shit. You get what I'm saying, bro? It's kind of like them church people. God send me this, God send me that. You know what I'm talking about? God doing everything you asking him for. You ain't even looking at him. You just so used to asking God for shit. You ain't even appreciating the shit that God gives you. And we get caught up in that a lot, the talk. Because we don't be prepared to be accountable for our own selves. We don't. The talk. That's why we always need something to, and if we just did this, nah, man. Motherfucker talking about what it's saying in the Bible. The Bible said get married, man. Dude, all right, man. All right. I bet you the Bible didn't tell you they was gonna charge you for that wedding. They was gonna charge you for that certificate. I ain't seen nothing about that in the Bible where they say, you know what I'm talking about, you got to go pay to do that shit. That shit, man, once you realize, you'll realize, folks. Married, bro. That shit is just a title, folks. That's why that shit in these modern times don't work. Because y'all chase titles. Y'all don't really be about that shit. You just want a title. So when you in a debate or you an argument with somebody, you could try to hold that over their head like that's an advantage. Well, I'm married. You know what I'm talking about? That shit don't mean nothing. Motherfuckers be saying that shit, bro, and don't even be, like that shit just don't mean nothing. It's just the title. You married, man. That shit ain't nowhere near no marriage. You get what I'm saying? And that's what be wrong with people. They just want shit. You want to be married, but you don't want to act like you're in a marriage. You get what I'm saying? And that's just people, man. And they gonna find a way about that after they married. You could get married. You married when a motherfucker wasn't married and they was like, man, I ain't got no ring on this finger. And you put a ring on the motherfucker finger and then they come with the next excuse. You ain't my daddy. You know what I'm talking about, man? That shit ain't gonna never work, folks. You gotta be right within from the jump, bruh. You get what I'm saying? You gotta be about that shit from the jump. It ain't just about no talk. But that's how we get in a lot of these situations these days, bruh. Because it's just the talk. They done got motherfuckers up out their action figures. So all we gotta do now is just sit around and talk about shit. You get what I'm saying? And like I say, we act like at the end of that conversation right there, nigga, the world has changed. It's not, bruh. We just keep coming to these motherfuckers because more nerves could be a part of the conversation now. That's why it's all these motherfucking talks. That's why we need to do this so the nerves can feel important. Now I can, you know what I'm talking about? I can sit around people. You can sit around one of these famous people and voice your opinion. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, man, you've really made it in life, folks. You get to talk to the people y'all consider famous. Go ahead, bruh. You know what I'm talking about? You get the fuck up out of here with that shit. And I'm finna get up out of here with that shit. You know what I'm talking about? But on some real shit, one of the only things you'll ever be able to change is your motherfucking self. You know what I'm talking about? So if you one of the motherfuckers that won't understand it, you probably should be more understanding yourself. You get what I'm saying? If you one of the motherfuckers that want peace, you probably should give other motherfuckers peace. You get what I'm saying? The shit you want, bruh, is the shit you should be prepared to give. And I think the unbalance comes, once again, because people just want shit. You ain't prepared to give shit. You just prepared to accept something. Because you want. You know what I'm talking about? That's all you want. You know what I'm talking about? But you don't want to do nothing. You know what I'm talking about? You just think life is just sitting around being the same old you and shit happening for you. It don't work like that. You know what I'm talking about? But hey, what do I know? Only you could prevent forest fires. And with that one right there, if you don't remember nothing else, always remember, it don't cost nothing just to show a little bit of that love.